We forced some bulbs for color and, to have flowers. We force them inside and they go off and then they die. So I'm going to see if I can save these. First I'm going to deadhead them. These ones I've taken all of the floral, the efflorescences have all been removed. Here's a amaryllis that's way lanky. We're in the middle of an ice storm. Everything is covered in a thick layer of ice. I've tried to rescue these bulbs before, and it sort of was crappy. You tend to end up with basically a smaller bulb than you started with this year. They really need to be babied. When they farm them, they feed them like they were feeding a duck for foie gras. They're just endlessly fertilizing them and watering them. So anyway, I'm going to try to be a bit more aggressive. I'm going to start off with some of this blue juice liquid fertilizer. I'm not all organic. I don't like the sides. I don't like the herbicide, pesticide, fungicide, but I don't mind a little fertilizer. Sometimes you need it. All right, they're drenched. Let them soak that up and see if they don't die immediately. So it is freezing rain at this time. Everything's got almost a centimeter on it. This tree here, which I am liable for, is right here above the local feeder for hydro distribution. So I'm hoping that tree doesn't fall over on that power line. Here's a close-up of the ice starting to accumulate on a black locust. This little black locust here I'm going to use for root cuttings to propagate this black locust all over the place. It's a great colonizer, it's a nitrogen fixer, it's very drought tolerant, it's basically an aggressive weed, and I need that to help me sop up some of this grassland. Here's what awaits once this is over. Right. This room we heat just with wood, so this thing's burning almost all the time. Sometimes it's not really built for cooking, but you can cook on top of it. You really see there's quite a range. It's quite a range of temperature depending on where you put your item. I'm looking for a nice slow clam bake, so I'm going for the corner. Aren't you going to peel your potatoes? Oh, of course I will. Patience.
It's on.
Okay, so these are the potatoes we boiled. They're nice and cold. And now I'm going to peel them. I'm going to peel them just with the back of a knife, just with the square of a knife. And the peels come off very easily and cleanly. And there's less potato on them than if you used a peeler. It's very fast. Fastest way to peel a potato. Ta-da! Well, we got quite a bit of freezing rain, and my car is encapsulated in carbonite. Yeah, this is working out here. Look at this. It's usually not quite that simple. I'm working on a solution for firewood where you don't really have to handle it much, and so I made this custom pallet firewood stacker that I can pick up with my pallet jack and move right over to the fire, and basically not have to carry it or handle it since I stacked it. So it's made to size to fit on one of these handy pallet jacks, rated for 2 tons or something ludicrous. So I wheel this thing over to the door and I stack it, and then I can wheel it through a door. You can put it anywhere, really. It's quite narrow. It's about 20 inches wide. And then when we need it, we wheel it right up to the fire. This is my third version. At first I was doing this with a skid, and I would just stack it on a skid. And a skid is giant and useless, and it had no sides. So then I came up with something like this. This is actually the next version that folds. I'll show you the bad one. So here's the version 3 on the right and the version 2 on the left. Version 2 on the left does not fold up, which makes it an annoying piece of crap in the non-wood heating season. And this one does fold up. You basically just pull that red Robbie machine screw out of the 2 sides, and then this just opens up and stores under, and yeah, I'm not going to do that right now. Okay, so this is folded up position. You take off the top bar, and then it sort of goes into a parked position. You screw it into the side there, and then the 2 sides collapse into the side-on profile and basically disappear. So you get a nice tiny little folded thing you could stack. You could probably stack 10 of these in the space of one when they're open, so they're like a 10 to 1, 1 to 10, 1/10er. So this second version, or third version, folding version, Mark III, I also made it a little bit bigger because it seems like it's no trouble to move around this weight of wood in one go. It doesn't seem to fall over or anything. It doesn't seem to bulge the sides out. So I made this one a little bigger. I made this one 48 inches by 48 inches. That square there is 48 by 48. And then the width of it is 16. Actually, the width of this is 15, but you could put a 16-inch piece of firewood on it. So this, if this were stacked full, it would be a measure 1/6 cord. Even though, you know, cord is such a piece of shit unit, because it's a measure of volume of a material that obviously does not stack without voids. So then you think, well, what % void? But then the other thing is, you don't really care about the volume of your firewood. You care about the dry weight, you know. So it doesn't really. It's a measure of volume in something where what matters is the dry weight, and you don't know what the % moisture is. So really, man, you pays your money, you takes your chances with firewood.